Hello YouTube, I have a gigantic and super bright floodlight to show you. We're going to call this the 21T6 because it has 21 emitters. I got this from GearBest.com on request because I wanted to review it and demonstrate this monster. Look at that sea of emitters, it looks like a freaking beehive. Is that not just crazy excess for flashaholics? I mean, the previous model only had 15 emitters. This has 21. Here you see the previous model, which was pretty impressive to me at the time. But now, yes, it's like the new Terminator getting rid of the old. And the price was pretty reasonable. It was around like $56. I think it was already half off. It could go lower. I'll try to get a discount code. Okay, so the batteries on this sucker, well, it takes 4, yes, count them, 4 of these. Hold on, running out of hands here. Bump my camera. I'm using these SoShine 26 650s, but this can also take 18 650s. And it comes with some smaller, basically insert tubes if you want to use 18 650s. Okay, so how does this work? Well, it just has a tail switch, a little high visibility tail switch. All right, to turn it on, you just press the tail switch and boom, here is the sun. Now to select your modes, you can half press the tail switch. It's got 5 modes, strobe warning. All right, let's go through the modes. That's medium, that's low, that's the strobe. It's also got SOS. Now this light has a memory function which kicks in, I don't know, like 10 seconds or so after you turn it off. Okay, so basically within a few seconds it'll keep cycling through if you press the tail switch. But because of the memory function, after like 10 seconds or so, it'll come back in whatever mode you turned it off in. Okay, let's demonstrate this light before we go further. I took this out in the field, did a lot of stuff with it. It's basically a short-range wall of light. Extremely intimidating. So let me roll in that outside footage. And just a warning, some of the footage, the volume might be low because the crickets and frogs and things outside were so freaking loud that my camcorder basically averages all the sounds together. Okay, so sorry about that. That's just what the camcorder does, but here is the footage. Okay, out here, caught a few animals running down the street. Look at the little Bambi running into my yard, actually. There they go. And this is where those deer went. Do you see them? I'm way back here. Okay, here we are on the testing board. This is the brightest mode. Wow. I mean, it's completely whited out. Let's cycle through. Strobe warning. SOS. And back to the sun. Whiteout city. Here's another picture of the beam profile. It's on the driveway. All right, but check out how far it reaches. All right, all the way down the yard, all the way to the street. Hey YouTube, here we are at the window. This thing is great for home security. All right, let me turn it off so just you can see how dark it is. And here's the daylight again. I mean, that is a massive flood. Stopped on the roadside with this 21 emitter flashlight. Look how bright this thing is. Shining it all the way down the road. There's no lights on this road. And without light, that's what you see. Nothing. Focus. There we go. And this light is so big, I have to disassemble it to even carry it. Out in the field with this flashlight, I just found a huge tree. I'm trying to find large structures. It's got to be at least 6 stories tall. I mean, there is a house in the distance and this tree makes it look tiny. Let's go all the way to the tree top. There's a lot of moisture in the air, but there you go. Like a World War II frickin' searchlight. I'm up on the banks of the creek, and wow, this just lights up everything. I mean, with other lights, you'll see basically a spotlight, the whole opposite bank, way down there to the bridge. Yeah, it's bright. I mean, you can see the bubbles, and I'm way up here on the bank. I'm on the bank of the creek. Okay, we are back. This thing is great for essentially home or homestead security. It's intimidating. If there's trespassers, they won't even be able to look in your direction. Another good thing is the battery capacity. With 4 of those batteries, that's a huge amount of capacity. Another good thing on the security home front, this thing is thick. Like, it's a lot thicker than a normal flashlight because of how long it is. You know, I guess they figured it needed reinforcement. So the aluminum walls of this tube are very thick. It's very heavy. I mean, if someone is dumb enough to try to attack you when you have this thing, I mean, it's like a medieval mace. Because this is long enough, you could swing this like a baseball bat, and your average grown man can generate enough force with this that, look, if someone gets hit in the head with this, there's a good chance they're not going to get up, okay? So, only for last resort. Now, as far as the actual lumens this thing delivers, I'm not sure the actual number because, you know, they had a hugely inflated number. I don't know why they do that. I'm sure it's just marketing. So it's not like 1,000,000 lumens or, you know, 20,000 or whatever the heck they said. But it's still incredibly freaking bright. You know, I'd estimate the lumens, maybe like 4,000-5,000. So it's definitely below 6,000, right? So I would say above 4,000, below 6,000. That's my estimate. So is that good? For the low price, that is actually excellent, okay? The amount of lumens you're getting per dollar, very good ratio, okay? So it's a budget play, but it has its uses. I love that it's also a medieval mace in its spare time. This has been We All Juggle Knives and Lights. I'm out.